Hi students, now we are going to derive an expression for the magnetic dipole moment of a circular coil carrying current under the title current loop as a magnetic dipole. Okay children, we have used Biot-Savart law and we have already derived an expression for the magnetic field along the axis of a circular coil carrying current. You can see that this coil is kept on the XY plane, on the horizontal plane, XY plane, and along its axis, that is along the Z axis at a distance Z, I have chosen one point P. At this point, what will be the magnetic field produced due to a current carrying circular loop of radius R? We have already derived for n number of turns. See here, the magnetic field at point P due to a circular coil carrying current is given by B equal to mu naught Ni R square by 2 into R square plus Z square whole power 3 by 2. Since this field is along the Z axis, the unit vector along the Z axis k cap we have written already. If the distance is along the x axis means it would have been I cap. For y-axis it is j cap. For z-axis it is a k cap. Okay. But we have taken a coil of single loop. Number of turns will be equal to 1. So n equal to 1 if you substitute means then B is equal to mu naught I R square by 2 into R square plus Z square whole power 3 by 2. I hope you must have understood the first step. Understand? Next, you compare the distances along the axis, the Z, along the Z axis, the distance Z is very much greater than the radius of the coil R. In such a case, in the denominator Z square term, no, you see that it is greater than R square. Therefore, only in the denominator, the R square term can be neglected. As a product, it cannot be neglected in the numerator, but as a sum, it can be neglected in the denominator. So, if Z is greater than the radius R, R square is neglected. So, if you neglect R square, what will be remaining then? B equal to mu naught I R square divided by 2 into Z square whole power 3 by 2. Okay, Z square whole power 3 by 2 is there. Okay, now if you open this power, this 2 and 2 get cancelled, what will be remaining is Z cube. So, B equal to mu naught I R square by 2 Z cube, okay, into K cap. Okay, this equation I hope you must have understood. Now, I am going to do a small adjustment in the above expression. I am going to multiply the numerator as well as denominator by same term 2 pi. See here, multiplying and dividing by 2 pi. In the numerator, B equal to mu naught I into 2 pi into R square. 2 pi into R square K cap. In the numerator, I have introduced 2 pi between I and R square. Then in the denominator, there is 2 Z cube. I have multiplied 2 into 2 pi into Z cube. Okay. Now, this circular loop is having a radius R. So, what is the area of the circular loop? It must be equal to pi R square. So, for this pi R square, I will substitute capital A, that is the area of the circular loop. So, the above equation can be rewritten as B equal to mu naught I by 2 into 2 pi is 4 pi. So, mu naught I by 4 pi into 2 into pi R square is equal to A. So, 2A divided by Z cube into K cap. Okay. Now, if the circular area is a vector, if area is a vector means, then it must have a direction, is it not? So, the direction of the area vector is given by what? The perpendicular down to the circular area. So, I can write A into K cap is equal to A vector itself. Okay. So, this is equation 2. Now, we already have derived expression for the magnetic field at any point along the axial line of a bar magnet. Is it not? It is a magnetic dipole. Look at this picture. For a bar magnet, at this point P, which is at a distance Z from the center of the magnet O, the magnetic field along the axial line is represented by B. We have already derived for electric dipole as well as magnetic dipole. Similar equations. So this is mu naught by 4 pi into 2 pm by Z cube. Is it not? So this is equation 3. Now this bar magnet's field along the axial line is similar to this magnetic field along the axis of a circular loop. They are behaving in the same way. How a bar magnet is behaving like a magnetic dipole, in the same way a circular loop also is going to behave, okay, as a magnetic dipole. That only we are going to prove. So we are going to equate equation 2 and 3. So comparing equations 2 and 3, I write mu naught by 4 pi into 2 pm by Z cube on the left side. And I equate this is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi into 2a by Z cube k cap, or 2 into a vector by Z cube. A vector by Z cube. Now which are the common terms? Mu naught by 4 pi, that is getting cancelled on both sides. Then Z cube and Z cube also get cancelled. So what does the remaining term on the left hand side is 2 pm. 2 pm is equal to 2 into I into A. 2 into IA. So again this 2 also is getting cancelled. Okay. So this 2 also is getting cancelled. After cancelling this 2, I can show that the dipole moment vector Pm is equal to I into A vector. So I is the current flowing through the circular loop, is it not? And A is the area vector, that is pi r square. So what we have proved, the magnetic dipole moment of a circular coil or loop is equal to the product of current and the loop area. This is a very important derivation in the physics. Understand, for competitive examinations like NEET and IIT, this questions based on this expression Pm is equal to I into A will definitely meet you. So prepare this very well. It is a 5-mark question. Sometimes it may be a 3-mark question, but concept is the same. Okay children, if the circular loop is behaving like a magnetic dipole, okay, then it must have a north pole and a south pole, is it not? So how to find the north pole and the south pole, or how to relate the directions of the current and the magnetic field. So for that there are 2 rules. One rule is a right hand thumb rule. Already we have studied right hand thumb rule. So hold a current carrying conductor in your right hand. Okay. The curling fingers around the conductor, if it is anti-clockwise, means then the field will be upwards. Then reverse it. Okay. If the curling fingers around the conductor is clockwise, means then the magnetic field is downwards. In a similar way, here also right hand thumb rule to find the direction of the magnetic field or the magnetic moment. Okay. So this is to find the direction of a magnetic moment. Okay. Both are one and the same only. So you can see here, this is the circular loop. If the current is flowing, in the anti-clockwise direction, see my fingers into the board, okay, into the board. So this is the direction of current given by the curling fingers. So the thumb stretched upwards gives the direction of the magnetic moment. Now you see my fingers curling in the clockwise direction, and see my thumb, it is stretched downwards, isn't it? So according to the right hand thumb rule, if the current is flowing in the anti-clockwise direction, then the direction of magnetic moment will be upwards. If the current is flowing along the clockwise direction, then the direction of the magnetic moment will be downwards. Okay, there is another rule called end rule, which you are going to study in the next chapter, that is electromagnetic induction. So if you take a circular loop, a single circle, okay, it is having 2 faces. So if you suspend a current carrying circular loop, a ring is suspended, you stand near one side of the circular loop. Suppose in that nearer face, if the current is flowing in the anti-clockwise direction, means then the nearer face behaves like a north pole. Suppose in the nearer face the current is flowing in the clockwise direction means then the nearer face is going to behave like a south pole. So you can look at this picture, children. You see, this is a circular loop carrying a current in the anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction, it behaves like a north pole. Okay. In this picture, the current flowing in the circular loop is in the clockwise direction. So the nearer face is going to behave like a south pole. So my dear students, I hope you must have understood that we have proved that the circular loop carrying a current is behaving like a magnetic dipole. Okay, best wishes.